アブ、
どうした？
アブの反応が鈍くなってきてる。
我のことは心配しなくていいぞ。ちょっと眠たいだけで。あ、そうだ。うとうとしながら妻子を見つける方法を思いついたんだ。
どんな方法だ？
妻子って空にある高い塔に閉じ込められてるんだよな。それなら我が飛んでその塔を探せばいいじゃないか。
おそらく俺たちには見えないか、雲にでも隠れているはずだ。でなければ地上から見えると思う。それに今の状態でそんな遠くまで飛べるのか？
やってみないとわかんないだろ。あのエグラって町に飛び立つのにちょうどいい崖があるはずだ。
音楽そのものに感情はない。人の心が意味を与えてくれる。君は今の曲から何を感じ取ったかい？おおとても参考になるよ。ありがとう。おかげで曲が完成形に近づいた。漂白者、こんにちは。私は銀融詩人のシャコンヌ。会えて嬉しいよ。そう、カルロッタに頼まれてね。あの廃屋を通りかかった時、いきなりインスピレーションが湧いて、つい立ち止まり曲を作り始めてしまったんだけれど。まさかこのメロディーのおかげで君に会えるとは。別に目的を忘れていたわけではないよ。
カルロッタはなぜあなたをここに？
殉教したはずの聖女、カルテジアにあったと聞いた。カルロッタは多くの人を使わしてカルテジアを探させたが痕跡は見つからなかった。そこで私に共鳴能力を使い、当時の周波数を再現して見落としていた情報がないか確認してほしいと頼んできたんだ。
再現？
なんて説明したものかな。音で生まれた虚構の空間だと思ってくれたらいいよ。カルテジアにあった時の記憶を教えてもらえるかい？できるだけ詳しく、どんなに些細なことでも構わない。学識、感情、テクスチャー。こんなところかな。さあ、漂白者、聞いてみるんだ。自分の記憶を。
記憶を聞く。別の視点でもう一度過去を見るということか。
体感摂取もの？私たちの温魂がまた光っていますね。何か特別なつながりがあるようです。これは一体。
ある人の共鳴能力で過去の出来事を再現しようとしてるんだ。でも何か予想外の問題が。
どうして私の存在に気づいたのですか？
採取インペラトルの声に導かれたから。
採取の声が？では教えてください。私は採取の共鳴者なのでしょうか？
インペラトルはあなたを迷いし者と呼んでいた。でも現主座のフェンリコは名式レビアタンの共鳴者だと言っていた。自分でもどこから来たのかわからないのか。
私もずっとその答えを探しています。記憶は空白ばかりですが、共鳴者になってフルール・ドリスという称号を授かった時のことは覚えています。何かと戦っていた記憶も、ただその過程と結果は完全に抜け落ちてしまいました。あなたは採取について知りたいようですね。理由を聞いてもいいですか？
どうした？不思議な状況だな。我らの周波数が分離されてるぞ。そう、お前が前に言ってた幽霊みたいなもんだな。まあ我には関係ないけど。
これがあなたの体の中で絡み合っている周波数なのですね。ある種の音階でしょうか？ええ、私にも似たようなところがあるようですから。今となっては共鳴する力はほとんど失われてしまいましたけれど、この子の周波数衰退していますね。採取を見つけたい理由が分かりました。採取の声が聞こえたと言っていましたが、他に情報はありますか？
インペラトルは自分には枷がかけられていて、空にそびえ立つ塔の中にいると言っていた。
枷ですか？もしかしてあの封印の裏には。あなたも気づいていると思いますが、ここに引き寄せられた私もただの周波数に過ぎません。本当の私がいる場所は空にあるソノラ。その中心に位置する塔には3つの封印で閉ざされた門があります。封印の裏から誰かの呼び声を感じていましたが、もしかして あれが採取？
あまりにも弱いから最初は気づかなかったけど、お前名式の匂いがするぞ。
名式の匂い？嗅ぎ分けられるのですか？
あの無双前種とかいうでかくて丸いやつとは違うけど、我は一度でも味わった味を間違えないぞ。
アブは鼻が利くし、今週で名式が放出したエナジーに触れたこともある。だからアブの判断は間違いないはず。
でしたら、私は名式の共鳴者だと思いますか？
落ち着いて仮説を立てよう。あなたはインペラトルと一緒に戦う最中に名式の影響を受けたのかもしれない。共鳴の力をほとんど失ってしまったのも、それなら納得がいく。
それは、あなたにとって都合の良い仮説でしょ？なぜなら、その特別な音害には採取の治療が必要ですからね。物語の中でも記憶を失うのは魔女だけとは限りません。力を失う聖女だってありえます。ただ、どうやら私たちの目的は採取を探すという点で一致しているようです。ソノラに一人でいる間、自分の中であらゆる可能性を考えていました。本当の答えが何であれ、心の準備はできています。
インペラトルの状況を知るためにも、まずはあなたから話を聞きたい。どうすればそのソノラに行けるんだ？
ソノラの一部は地上にもありますが、私の知る限りバリアで囲まれています。中から外に出ることも、外から中に入ることもできません。ダメです。あのバリアはソノラを維持する力の源でもありますから、もし壊したらソノラ全体が崩壊してしまいます。遺跡や残像が一気に押し寄せでもしたら、ラグーナは混乱に陥るでしょう。
外から入れないと言っていたが、入ろうとした者はいたのか？
ええ。時々バリアの外で人の気配を感じました。その人は中に入る方法を探していたようです。もしかしたら何か知っている可能性はありますね。
その人の特徴は？
深海を漂うクラゲみたいな人でしょうか。顔までは見えませんでしたから、共鳴者として感じ取ったものをお伝えするしか。どうやらこ この力には限りがあるようですね。
その人を探してみよう。
あなたは約束を守る方です。私の直感がそう囁いています。たどり着く先は未知に包まれていますが、ずっと探し求めてきた答えを知る日が訪れるのかもしれません。漂白者、漂白者。やっと目が覚めた。よかった。体は大丈夫？頭も足もお腹も異常はない？はあ、どれだけ呼んでも起きなかったからてっきり。あれ？もしかして私の演奏が退屈で寝ちゃったのかい？ああ、ララバイ以外の曲でそんな反応をされるなんてとても悲しいよ。
そんなことない。助かったよ。
まさか不眠症だったとか？私の共鳴能力で特別なつながりが生まれて想定外の展開になったと。あの少女は敵か味方か、封印の裏にあるもの、そして謎のうろつくもの。予感がする。これはすごい詩になりそうだ。この情報はカルロッタに伝えておくよ。君はこれからどうする？
漂白者様でしょうか。私はセバスと申します。当主の命によりあなた様をフィサリアの城にお招きに上がりました。
確かフィサリアって本当は名式を信仰しているかもしれないファミリーだったはず。俺を呼んで何の話をするんだ？
当主曰くいくつかの誤解を解きたいとのことです。
分かった。だけど今すぐじゃない。
ではそのようにお伝えします。
カルロッタとフィサリアは交渉中なのに、当主が自ら接触してくるとはね。噂通りつかみどころのない人だ。すぐに行かなかった理由は相手を知り準備をするためだろ。あの当主はめったに公の場に姿を現さない。名前さえ知る者は少なく、フィサリアの当主と呼ばれている。噂なら色々集めたけれど、どれを聞きたい？ 最古の幽暗、毒を盛る貴婦人、それとも人心を操る玄武クラゲ？噂とはそういうもの。私はただ忠実に再現するだけ。早速身をもって体験してみる？そうだね。簡単に言うと、フィサリアファミリーは最初に群島に上陸してリナシータの秩序を築いたファミリーなんだ。彼らの歴史は教団よりも長く、伝承の技で深海の植物から毒を生成している。中には家督争いでお互いの作った毒を飲み、生き残った方が当主になるなんて噂もあってね。フィサリアの現当主にまつわる噂はさらに奇妙なんだ。正式な家督争いには参加せずに、前の当主を毒殺してその座を奪ったらしい。人の心をもてあそぶ術に長け、幻覚を見せることでいつの間にか相手に条件を飲ませているのだとか。とにかくフィサリアファミリーはどうであれ、彼女は警戒すべき人物だよ。もし行くなら気をつけた方がいい。
シャコンヌが言う当主の特徴はカルテジアが言ってた人と似てる。同一人物の可能性もある。自分で確認するしかない。
漂白者さん、シャコンヌの伝言読みましたわ。フィサリアの当主は私と交渉している裏であなたに直接接触してきたようですね。まさかあの交渉は陽動だったのでしょうか。招待されたのはあなただけですし、モンテリの私が横から手出しするのは難しい状況ですわ。ですが、もしフィサリアがあなたに危害を加えようとしたら、正面から乗り込んででも必ず連れ戻します。あなたがそちらにいる間、私は他の手がかりを追い、カルテジアが言っていた人物を探しておきますわ。新しい情報が入り次第、すぐにお伝えします。
ああ。
どうぞこちらへ。少々お待ちください。すぐ当主にお知らせいたします。
その必要はないわ。お客様を待たせるなんて失礼極まりないでしょ。ましてや私自身で招待したのだから。フィサリアファミリー第36代当主カンタレラ・フィサリアよ。戴冠せし者、新たな狂気の宴の王。 あなたが望むのならそう呼ばせてもらうわ。でしたら私のことはカンタレラと。続きは書斎でゆっくりお話ししましょうか。かけてちょうだい。このお茶はジルベルトが起こした事件に対するお詫びよ。ファミリーの者が迷惑をかけた件謝らせてもらえないかしら。けれどこの世に抜けないシミなど存在しない。過去の過ちはいくらでも挽回できると考えてるわ。それとも私の謝罪など受け入れられないのかしら。
このお茶はもしかして今週の？
あなたを招待したのは交渉の仲介役になってもらいたいからよ。
その前に一つだけ確認しておきたい。
フィサリアの真の信仰についてかしら。どうやらジルベルトは救いようがないようね。精神的にも。漂白者、あなたはこのラグーナの現状をどう思っているのかしら。冥式の信仰を経験したあなたならやはりすぐに気づいたのね。不自然な点はどこにあるかしら。
冥式と採取、そのどちらも姿を現していない。
それは冥式の信仰がとっくに完了しているからよ。冥式レビアタンは同化と融合の力を操り、歪んだ信仰を広めて精神の病を蔓延させ、文明を過去に2度阻止してきたけれど、ラグーナという船のマストはすでに折れてしまっているわ。ほとんどの人間は無知ゆえの幸福の中で手を取り合い、奈落の底に向かって歩みを進めているだけ。誰が本当の味方で誰が本当の敵なのか、この地に来たばかりのあなたに見分けられるかしら。教団の信仰ね。そうとも言えるしそうとも言えないわ。冥式は真実を握る者を野放しにしない。 そのせいで私たちは常に名式のささやきから逃れられないのよ。少しでも心に隙を見せれば自我を失い操り人形になってしまう。ここまで話した以上もう隠す必要もないわね。全てを知ったあなたが私の頼みを真剣に考えてくれるよう願っているわ。さあついてきてちょうだい。真実はこの城の最深部よ。
この像には埃が積もっている。どうやら彼らは心から祀っているわけではなさそうだ。
その像が気になるかしら。これはフィサリアと教団の間で今も続く義の証よ。でも外の人から見れば敗北と服従の証のように見えるでしょうね。
この植物の匂い、書斎と同じだ。
これはビオラ科よ。なかなか毒ついたわ。準備はいいかしら。
ああ、
ここまで来たらたとえ引き返そうとしても簡単には返さないわよ。やはり真実を知ったことであなたも名式に気づかれてしまったのね。漂白者、ここに祀られているのが祭司インペラトルの本来の姿よ。祭司は本来風を切る春目であり水中を泳ぐ魚ではないの。教団が崇めている馬の頭を持った魚の姿は祭司が名式に侵食され異形化してしまった姿。祭司の意識はまだ消えてはいないけれどどれくらい持ちこたえられるかは誰にもわからないわ。漂白者、あなたにお願いしたいの。今週の祭司核を説得してリナシータに呼びインペラトルを救ってほしい。今週と核を救ったあなたならきっとこの願いを叶えてくれると信じているもの。そう。あなたは今、宿屋に泊まっているそうね。教団とも何かと揉めているようだし。だったら、リナシータに滞在している間、こちらの城に泊まっていくのはどうかしら。リナシータの過去について、もっと詳しく話せるわ。それに、教団がここに来て、あなたを邪魔するようなことも絶対にないわ。
まだ諦めるのは早い。他に方法があるかもしれない。カルロッタにステンドグラスの絵解きをしてもらったら、そこに書かれていた内容と今あなたが話した内容がよく似ていた。教団寄りの解釈だったけど、インペラトルの共鳴者として聖女が現れると書いてあった。これも純粋な嘘なのか？
詳しく教えてくれるかしら。少なくとも聖女の部分は完全な作り話ではないわ。祭司は確かに一人の聖女を共鳴者として選ぶ。でもカルネバーレで体感するのではなく、特定の儀式道具を使って共鳴するの。それはインペラトルが分断と空間の権能を司っているからよ。だからこそ彼は自分の一部を分断できるの。その一部は本体と全く同じ周波数を持っているわ。これが真剣の剣、ティルフォング。祭司が自ら力の一部を封じ込んだ真剣。共鳴者を選ぶための共鳴媒介でもあるの。この剣と共鳴するのは祭司と共鳴するのと等しい。そしてこの剣を抜けるのは彼の共鳴者だけ。
じゃあカルテジアは？
殉教したあの聖女、彼女が何と共鳴したのか私にはわからないわ。もしかしたら名式そのものかもしれないし、祭司が名式に侵食されて異形化した姿かもしれない。でも彼女を選んだのは決して祭司の意志ではないわ。なぜなら聖女はすでに死んでいるから。昔は毎年ファミリーの中で聖女の試練を行って意志の強いものを選んでいたの。オーバークロック状態でティルフォングとの共鳴を試みるのよ。成功した者は一人もいなかったけれど、その過程で真実の断片を垣間見た者は何人かいたわ。私もその一人。あの時見たの。異形化した祭司の姿と空に浮かぶ遺跡を。ティルフォングだけがあのソノラの境界を切り開き、内部へ入ることができるのだと知ったのもあの時のこと。意識が現実に戻るといつの間にか手に文字が刻まれていたわ。自分の字を読み間違えるはずがない。だからこそ他の方法を探そうとしたのよ。そこには聖女はすでに死んでいると書かれていたわ。
空に浮かぶ遺跡。彼女とカルテジアが話す内容は多くの点で一致する。ティルフォングはソノラに入るための鍵で、あのソノラの構造はインペラトルと関係があるはずだ。もしティルフォングが本当にインペラトルが残したものだと確認できれば、少なくとも彼女たちが嘘をついていないということは証明できる。カンタレラはさっきオーバークロック状態でティルフォングとの共鳴を試みたと言っていた。今種の時も同じ状況だった。インペラトルは二次共鳴によって自らを回復させようとしているのか。だとしたら俺の権限に反応するはずだ。確かめてみよう。
構わないわ。漂白者、あなた一体何者なの？いや、それよりももっと特別な存在かもしれないわ。
いくつか追加の情報と推測があるんだけど、聞いてくれるか？
ぜひ聞かせてちょうだい。まさか殉教したと思われていた人がまだ生きていたとは。しかもあなたと妻子の間にそんなつながりがあったなんて。フィサリアはインペラトルを自分たちの神として信仰するファミリー。そしてあなたはそんな妻子の御者。これはもうあなたを我が主と呼ぶべきかしら。では漂白者、改めてお願いするわ。妻子を救い、リナシータを海の淵から引き上げてくれないかしら。ティルフォングはあなたの手にあってこそその力を発揮するわ。だからあなたに持っていてほしい。
問題はカルテジアとインペラトルがいるソノラへどうやって行くかだな。
それについては道すがら説明するわ。
やっぱりあなたはカルテジアが感知したソノラの外をさまよっていた人なのか？
気づいているならわざわざ聞くまでもないでしょ。でもクラゲ呼ばわりとはフィサリアの地下にはソノラの入り口へ直通するケーブルカーがあるの。開けるための機構は壁際にあるわ。
そんなにたくさんの機構を作る必要があるのか？
全部が全部利便性のために作ったわけじゃない。招かれざる客をもてなす時に役立つのよ。
Azaleas have a cable car that leads directly to the sonorosphere.
Before it became a sonorosphere, it was a seminary known as the Avenolium. The martyred maiden once pursued her studies there. A superficial harmony needed to be maintained between the Phasaelius and the Order, and this underground cable car was intended to send scions of the family to school. The elevator is merely a later addition I had built for easy access. You seem perturbed. Are you still gathering your thoughts?
Everything that's happened has all lined up so perfectly. It makes me think it's too good to be true.
I'd like to share a different perspective. Rivers eventually converge into the same ocean. If a goal is mutual, then it's only a matter of time before they meet. Our choices and our will have led us to this situation, not the wishes of fate.
You are quite different from what the rumors say.
Oh, and what rumors have you heard?
That you're a recluse, a mystic, obsessed with the crafting of poison. Oh, and that you poisoned your predecessor? Those kinds of rumors.
A recluse? On the contrary, I've been searching for a solution to the Sentinel's plight, and rarely return to Renacita. After most of my leads fell short, a friend at Mingting in Huanglong introduced me to the stories they were telling of you.
A friend?
All the affairs of Huanglong states eventually land in one person's hands. Would you care to take a guess at the identity of this friend of mine?
Why not put the other rumors to rest?
Because the rest of them are all true. I see it'll take more than that to rattle you, huh? I assure you, this is no jest. We Thessalians have lived under the Threnodians' whispers for generations. Once the soul fractures, the mind will follow, until only a puppet remains. When the soul of the ruling head falters, Thessalia tradition dictates that the successor usher them into eternal slumber, with a poison of their own making. My succession ritual? Well, an unforeseen incident gave rise to whispers that sparked those rumors.
How long has this been going on?
For centuries. Every generation. Outside, they call me the Bane, but historically every head of the Thessalia family has carried such a title. It just so happens that I am the most potent one yet. We've reached the old seminary's undercrypt. The gateway into the Nonosphere itself lies at its center. We shall continue on foot from here. Strange. This area was clear of tacit discords on my last visit, and there's no tacit field nearby. Could they have come from the Sonorasphere itself? Cool, something like this.
Didn't think there would be Golpuffs here.
Interesting. I've never seen the road ahead will not be an easy one.
What exactly happened here?
The second dark tide. It occurred right here at the Avenolium, the largest seminary ever built by the Order. It arrived on the very day the Blessed Maiden passed her trials and was crowned by the Order. A day when belief burned brighter than ever. And when the darkness came, none escaped. These days, what most people remember is the seminary disappearing into the sky. But in truth, the dark tide that should have spread across Rinasita vanished along with it. Yet due to a lack of records, the second dark tide slowly faded from memory. I was there when it all happened, still an ordinary member of the family, watching it unfold from a boat just outside the seminary. It wasn't until later, when I attempted to resonate with Turvin, that I gained a partial glimpse of the Sonorosphere's interior.
Sounds like someone inside the seminary did something to stop the spread.
Precisely. It could very well have been Cartithia's doing. But, as with the first time, there's also the chance it was the Sentinel who turned the tide. I can sense the conflict within you, the temptation to trust your maiden. But it's best to keep those thoughts to yourself for now. For the Thenodian knows where the heart is weakest, and it is there it strikes the hardest. Of course, it's never too late to place your trust when the evidence is clear. But the gateway into the Sonorosphere is just on the other side of this bridge. This is the furthest I've ever managed to venture. Judging from the bits of information the Sentinel gave me, Turvin is the key to entering the Sonorosphere. And who can wield the Sword of Divinity but a blessed maiden?
But you said you left yourself a message saying that the maiden was dead.
That's why I sought aid from the other Sentinels. It's a shame they all refused. Luckily, you've brought me a new hope.
Laureate, you have come. Greetings. I'm Cartithia, and you are?
Cantarella Phasalia.
Oh, a Phasalia. It seems your ties with the Order are more complicated than they appear.
I had the privilege of watching the Blessed Maiden's performance at the Carnival once. I'm rather surprised. After all this time, you still look exactly as you did that day. But you and I should be around the same age.
I'm also unsure of what's happened to me. I've been searching for answers. This must be the Sword of Divinity. Turvin. The one with the Sentinel's powers sealed within.
You shouldn't have knowledge of this sword.
Memories flowed into my mind just as you entered the Sonorosphere, granting me information about the sword's origins.
Cantarella said that only those who resonate with Turvin are granted glimpses of its knowledge.
Would you mind if I tried touching it? The question of whose resonator I am is now perfectly clear. If I am not the Sentinel's resonator, then that must mean...
Don't jump to conclusions just yet. That doesn't prove you're the Thermodian's resonator, nor that you aid its cause.
Huh? This connection formed between the Sentinel and the Thermodian, the second Dark Tide, and the forming of this Sonorosphere.
Right now, you're the sole survivor of whatever happened that day. You really don't remember anything?
As you spoke, I remembered a few more things. There are two other swords. The Sword of Discord, Hognis, and the Sword of Virtue, Haltir. Yes. Did you see them too? Placing the three swords on their respective pedestals should break the seal over the main tower. But why would this information be revealed to me now? Is this the Thermodian's doing?
If we do nothing, we'll never get any answers. Instead of speculating, we should use the clues we've gathered so far.
Lady Maiden.
Please, Cartathea would suffice. I am but a fake after all.
I've waited for this moment. This chance to save the Sentinel. And my family. I will not turn back, even if this does turn out to be a trap. If the thought of the final answer troubles you, then I suggest you step aside. Rover and I will take care of this matter.
Since you are willing to overlook the possibilities of a trap, then there's no reason for me to worry and turn away. I underestimated your resolve. I'm sorry. Simply place Turvin on the pedestal behind me, and this tower will elevate itself.
What you said to Cartathea back there.
Rather effective on someone of her personality. Wouldn't you agree?
all right? The gravity that occupies this space is the opposite of what you're used to. It took me some time to get used to it too. I believe it's to prevent them from falling to the ground. Tacit discords, the dark tide, and these ruins themselves.
I imagine it's also a symbolic reminder that our beliefs have been turned on their head. This view matches with what I saw at the time.
Until you get used to the gravity here, I suggest we travel via phone. It's the name I gave to a gondola.
I will be there for everyone as we head.
This gondola only has 2 seats.
Oh dear, I completely forgot about this.
Greed will get you punished, you know.
I'm afraid Foam would refuse that suggestion.
The 2 of you can go on ahead.
You look distracted. Still thinking about what Cantarella said about fearing answers.
My powers are very weak, and many tacit discords roam the sonorosphere. Thus, I've been limited in the areas I can explore. All I can do is sit here, lost in thought, trying to figure out who I am.
Are you afraid of knowing the answer?
I am afraid, but not... We'll be arriving at the first water rise soon. A few details, if you don't mind.
Feeling nervous?
Of course. The last time I tried to pass it like this... Where were my manners? I can assure you that won't happen again. As for the rest of the way, I see it clearly now.
Wind, guide me.
Vines, Over there. And that statue.
I can feel strong remnant energy coming from it.
The Order's remnant spark must be inside the statue. Legends speak of how the first Primus used it to purify the first dark tide. I see now. The lingering remnants of the dark tide must be trapping the spark. To release it, we'll need to clear away the remaining remnants binding it. Once we have the remnant spark, we can use it to burn through the vines.
If the Thenodian created the dark tide, maybe Abby can absorb it.
Abby is still unwell. Perhaps we shouldn't burden it further. More dark tide remnants. Good thing there isn't much. Leave it to me. Don't worry. This much I can still handle. The vines are remnants of the dark tide. Foam won't be able to cross through them. Let's disembark here and find a way to clear the path.
Tonight, all the riddles are solved. Behold, the elixir of resurrection.
This calibrator seems to be operational. One moment. That should do it. Why don't you give it a try?
You are back.
What a night to remember.
It's turning. Rotate the gravity calibrator to change the direction of the gravity's pull. If we use this, we should be able to reach areas we previously couldn't.
Break. Hopefully this helps. One more time. Moment of resonance.
Hurry! We need to purify the other statues before the Dark Tide's corruption returns. Sounds like Thone's getting impatient. Let's head back.
Did you feel any discomfort while we were clearing out the remnants?
Nothing out of the ordinary. I felt fine. I suppose this alone is not enough to determine whose resonator I am.
You've helped a lot. Don't worry about that for now. Another water ice is coming up. You planning to hold on to something?
Why didn't you tell me sooner?
By the way, you said the inverted gravity is to stop the dark tide from descending into the city. But all we've seen so far are just its remnants.
And that's because this very waterway we're sailing on used to be the Dark Tide itself. In these waters, gravity isn't the only thing that's inverted. Its very essence is too. Obstacles ahead. Let's get off here. There it is, up there. But judging by the distance, we'd be hard-pressed to make it back in time.
Can you use your ability from somewhere in between to clear them all at once?
I might not have that range. But there may be tacitite devices nearby that can help amplify my forte. Let's see if we can find one. That's it! A tacitite device.
Leave it to me. Strike from the shadows. Hopefully this helps.
This should do the trick.
Hopefully this helps. I sense your weakness. The hour is upon us. You okay?
Just catching my breath. You go get the remnant spark. Up ahead is the Tower of Salvation. That's where the first pedestal is located.
Tower of Salvation?
Yes, a name taken from the Order's Codex. I'd rather know I'm a villain than remain a wanderer, lost in a world without understanding. To live with no memory of the past. Would it be so different from choosing to end it all? I must find the answer. Only then will I know how to face the memories I still carry. As for you, if I really am...
I can take care of myself. If it comes to that, I'll still remember the girl who cared enough to worry about me.
I should go back for Cantarella. Will you wait here for us?
Of course.
I hope you won't mind the extra trip, Foam.
I saw signs of battle along the way. Is anyone injured? Well, you seem to be in perfect shape to me. But if you say so, I can offer you a strong elixir. Care to give it a try? Oh, I insist. Here, take this. There's no knowing what will happen once Tervin is placed on the pedestal. It's best we prepare ourselves.
No longer shall you bear these thorns as a reminder. Forged from primordial seas, this crown shall grant a new identity. Fleur-de-Lis, child of divinity, the Immaculate One, will you uphold the sacred teachings of the Order of the Deep?
I will.
Salvation, unity, ascension. Of these three doctrines, which do you choose?
I choose salvation. I wish to be the Master's blade, striking evil, upholding virtue, and offering salvation to those in peril.
In the name of divinity, I bestow upon you this crown. May the blood of justice never run dry. Through this sacred rite, you become the bridge between the heavens and the living. From this day forward, you shall be the Master's sole receiver and herald. Rise, blessed maiden Fleur-de-Lis. None but the Master shall ever have the right to command you to bend the knee.
I told ya to stop sticking random stuff in here! Do you have any idea how messed up and humongous that frequency was? It's gonna give me indigestion! I should ask you that. What did you do just now, huh? I was dozing when BAM! Out of nowhere, a giant blue ball landed on top of me. It almost squished me.
I'm guessing putting Tervin on the pedestal had something to do with it?
Oh, hey! It smells just as unnatural as that big gigantor back in Jinjo.
The Sentinel of Jinjo. If what our little echo friend says is true, then the frequency that entered your tacit mark could be Imperator's powers.
Huh? But the Sentinel isn't even here.
The power to split and manipulate space.
It is reminiscent of the moment of Tervin's creation. Only this time the place of confinement has become your tacit mark.
Why would it do that?
I believe it was meant for the true maiden. Under the right circumstances, the one to wield this sword and enter the sonorosphere would be the Sentinel's resonator, the Blessed Maiden. The Sentinel entrusted their power to the resonator so that she could lend assistance when the corruption of the Threnodian altered them. Quite logical, isn't it?
You don't seem too thrilled about it.
If Imperator set this in motion, then their original plan has already failed. Cardathea, That means your guidance holds the key now.
But
I believe in you. Is there anything else you remember?
I just remembered the day I was crowned by the Order. And the moment the dark tide descended upon us. Huh?
But I didn't see the dark tide.
That is all I can remember.
Is that what you saw?
You witnessed it as well, Cantarella.
No. I only saw fragmented, blurry images. They seemed to belong to other places within the sonorosphere. I believe this is where we should rest. We'll wait until sunrise. You're the one who needs rest most of all. After all, it's still only a possibility that the frequency you absorbed is the Sentinel's powers. Rest now, to ensure it doesn't take a toll on you.
I'm gonna hit the sack as well. Boy, it's so cramped in here.
Now, what could you possibly want with me at a time like this?
Is it true that the Phasalia family was one of the factions that started the conflict in that stained glass?
The leader of one such faction, to be exact. That was a long time ago. After their defeat, the Union was disbanded under immense pressure, and the Phasalius gradually withdrew from the public eye.
Is this why you had no choice but to publicly change your beliefs?
No. The reasons for the Phasalia family relinquishing their pride and enduring disgrace are far more intricate than that.
What do you mean?
Long ago, Turvin was actually given to the Phasalia family by the first Primus, Napoli II. When the conflict had settled, he arranged a private meeting with the head of the family to reveal the truths behind the pilgrimage. He told the Phasalias that when he traveled through the first dark tide and reached its end, there was no sanctuary, only a battlefield filled with darkness and suffering. The heavenly voices he heard were not revelations from the divinity, but the seductive whispers of the Threnodian, casting a lure for puppets to bite. As I told you before, Leviathan is a Threnodian who uses beliefs to spread a spiritual plague. You see, it requires a puppet to carry its voice. The Sentinel realized the Threnodian's plots, and thus the first dark tide was launched as a hasty reaping of Raguna and the Sentinel. To save Raguna from the grim fate brought by the dark tide, the Sentinel split a portion of their power and entrusted it to Napoli II. This power allowed him to imbue the echoes with the strength to repel the tacit discords and purify the dark tide.
And this power was released through the lantern depicted in the stained glass?
Yes. The other part was kept inside Turvin. It was in that very moment, when the Sentinel's power had been weakened, that the Threnodian corrupted and merged with their body, transforming the Sentinel into the form you see today.
If what you're saying is true, the first Primus should have been on Imperator's side. Did the spiritual plague you mentioned affect him?
Although the Primus's body remained whole, his soul was torn apart, caught in the ceaseless struggle between the Threnodian and the Sentinel. Within the body they now shared. The Sentinel's power failed to shield the Primus from the Threnodian's influence. As the two divinities vied for dominance, he succumbed to many misdeeds against his own people. In the end, during that private meeting, he confessed the truth to the head of the Thessalias and begged for release.
So that's why he passed so abruptly.
The Thessalia family was powerless against the Order at that time. Our only recourse was to submit to their cause and keep the secret locked away in our hearts, waiting for the right moment to act. Now, what could you possibly want with me at a time like this?
You were pretty harsh on Cardathea.
Before I learned of those record secrets, I had only seen her from afar, heard tales of her accomplishments. While I would be willing to believe she stands with humanity, the more I allow myself to cling to such thoughts, the more I must strip them away and think rationally. It's only then I can be certain these thoughts are my own, and not the whispers I hear in the dark. Now, what could you possibly want with me at a time like this? A trivial experiment. A test designed to find those with the strongest wills and force them into resonating with Turvin. Yet after trying for so long, all we got was the answer, "The maiden is dead."
I don't think she wants to continue this conversation. Better to stop pressing.
Now, what could you possibly want? Well, I don't intend to wait around either.
Are you going to search those areas we passed before? Alone?
The more clues, the better, don't you think? Oh, and take this. Afraid I've slipped something extra in? Or perhaps you're contemplating dinner with me.
I'm just curious why the matriarch of the Thessalia family packs her own food.
Food is always an easy target for those who find me less than pleasing.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask? I'll share with you all that I can remember. It is paradise.
I take it you don't mean that in a good way.
It is a place where sickness, hunger, sorrow, despair, and dullness of heart cease to exist. There, deacons sing eternal hymns. From a literal standpoint, this line describes the dark tide perfectly. In the beginning, the dark tide would claim only the areas it touched, assimilating all life as its vanguard to clear the way for its spread. The dead, they would grow mouths and sing hymns, day and night. They didn't need eyes or ears, for their purpose was to spread blindness and madness. Even those who did not believe were drawn irresistibly to the Leviathan's creed, and for those already deceived, it was all but inevitable. When a soul is corrupted to its core, it will sing hymns without end on its sleepless journey to merge with the dark tide. And when every faithful soul has returned to paradise, the land consumed by the dark tide will begin its pilgrimage, drawn by darkened skies, spreading its gospel to wherever it lands next. The final act of the dark tide is the journeying paradise.
Is this the future you saw after coming into contact with the dark tide?
Yes. Is there anything else you'd like to ask? I'll share with you that was its name before it became a sonorosphere. This seminary built in an island was not just a place of learning, but also a sanctuary for raising dragon echoes.
What did they teach?
The Order's scriptures, geography, history, and combat skills.
Shouldn't a seminary focus more on cultural arts?
This was a seminary reserved only for resonators, so naturally, their talents were put to more practical use. Besides, the doctrine of salvation emphasized the importance of combat. Is there anything else you'd like to ask? I'll share with you all that I can remember. The Sword of Discord, Hogness, and the Sword of Virtue, Haltir. I can't remember anything else about Hogness. But as for Haltir, it was my former blade. How did it end up being one of the swords that can break the seal?
Perhaps we'll know once we find it.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask? I'll share with you all that It's safer this way. You should get some rest. We'll be counting on you again tomorrow.